Yeah, hi everybody. So here I just want to show you how you can create that vowel chart, right? So I'll start fresh and just show you how we did it in class. So you have a tutorial to go back to, right? So this is the table that we created with the formats that we extracted from Prat, right? But when you have the Prat table, you only have these 5 columns. So the time, the first, second, third, and fourth formant frequencies, right? So in addition to that, you need to create 3 other columns, the one with an ID, which is just a running number, second with word, and then another one with trial. That's because here the heat, right, we say each word 3 times. So that means this is the first time we say it, this is the second time we say it, right? And down here is the third time. And you have so many points here for the first observation because Pratt takes measurements at very, very short time intervals, right? So for a single sound, you'll have many different measurements, right? So this is just the measurements for one vowel in the recording. Okay, so now if I want to create the vowel chart, I start with the following. I scroll down to the end of the table. I highlight the table. And then I say insert, pivot table, from table and range. And then I leave that as it is, but I say existing worksheet because I want it to be here next to our table. And then I put word into the rows and take the first formant and second formant and put them into the values field. And then here I have to go to value field setting and say average because we're not interested in the sum. We're interested in the average, so the mean, right? So this is a table with the relevant information that we use for creating our vowel chart. I then copy this table and I insert it, but as values. That's very important, right? So we have to invert it as values. And then I do something else. So here I want to round these numbers. I don't want all these decimal places. So I just say, take the value there and give it to me with 1 decimal. Now I can just drag this down. It's over, down, and then I have the values here, but with 1 decimal. So then I copy this, I paste it in there, but again as values, right? And then we don't need this anymore. Right. So here I'll just add more meaningful column tables, column names. So this is my F1, this is my F2. And then we realized that it actually works better if we switch F1 and F2, right? So what we've done now is the raw data here, we've created a pivot table, then we've copied the values, pasted it back as values, we've exchanged the order of the formants, and we have 1 decimal, right? And when we've done that, we can just highlight what we want to plot, go to insert, recommended charts. Here we're going to use the scatter plot, right? And then you see that if you have a vowel chart, if we go back, you see that the vowel charts don't have their minimum point here, right, at the lower left. They have their 0 point at the upper right. So we get that by highlighting a column, and I click right, format axis. And then here I can say values in reverse order. I do the same thing with this axis here, and then we already have a vowel chart, right? And then in my case, I like to have the dots black, and I can say I want axis titles, and I also want data labels, all right? So in terms of title, I'm going to say vowel chart, monophthongal English vowels, produced by an advanced German learner of English, and I've messed it up. It doesn't matter here. Advanced. Advanced German learner of English. Right, then here, I want this to be our F1. And then I can click on this. I can say here, text direction, I want it to be horizontal. And also I can add that this is in Hertz. And here, this is our F2 in Hertz. And in terms of values, now look up, for example, here, 264. That would mean that that is heat. This is heat. This is hood. Um, head, head, hood, 460, 432. Let's hold. And oh, not that one. That one. And that's hot, right? So that's how you create a vowel chart. And then here you can actually drag this over a little bit so there's no overlap, right? Right. That would be how you can create the vowel chart, right? Let me actually put this back a little bit. Right. Cool. So that's how you create your own vowel chart from the raw data, right? Now, in addition to that, I wanted to show you, or I showed you real quick, how you can create a bar plot, which I'm going to do here. In this case, I'm going to order or sort the values by trial, and I'm only going to consider the first trial. So I'm going to remove everything that's not first trial of each word. I'm going to highlight the table, insert pivot table from table range, existing worksheet, do that there. There we go. Word goes into the rows and time goes here. And we'll use time again to go here. Also here, we're going to say the maximum time. Here, we're going to say the minimum time. And then we can copy the table, insert it as values. That's our word. And then we create duration. And duration is round the maximum minus minimum to 3 decimal places. Like that. I say copy, paste as values. Don't need this anymore. And now we can create a bar graph of the durations, right? So we go to insert, recommended charts. Here we're going to do that, right? And that would then be our title. Here would say time in milliseconds. This is word with one-off time. Then I like to change the color, dark gray, it's fine. I like to add data labels, right? And then we say, this is bar chart showing durations of monophthongal English vowels produced by an advanced learner of English. And then we can also do something here, which is now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort. I'm going to sort by duration. I want largest to smallest. And here you could then like, oh, I forgot a space there, right? Okay. And that would be essentially your bar graph that shows the duration of the vowel sounds that I produced, right? So that's it for this little video. I hope you enjoyed it, found it useful, and have a great time. Enjoy.